My beloved people, if the truth sounds harsh, must it be told anyway? If the truth sounds harsh, must it be told anyway? White people oppress and leech on black people. White people are dependent. They will hate you if you don't neglect your own and do for them instead. It is time for the black man and all his resources to be left alone. The black man's poverty after slavery is the white man's fault. Imagine that you love mangoes, but you have no mango tree. Your neighbor has one that he stole from your father, so you could not inherit it. You decide to plant your own mango tree. However, the man with stolen legacy wanted to maintain the rhetoric that it was because you don't know how to farm why you could not have a mango tree. This is the only way he thinks that he can make his legacy at least seem proud in the face of the actual truth. That he is more like a thief, an energy vampire, and an any-end-graper, all wrapped in one. How would he sit and look into the eyes of his own children and say, we come from a long line of thieves and savages that sexually assault everyone and everything before stealing their everything and their everyone to the last child, to grape, ravage, and enslave them. And this is how we succeed. Outside of that, we have no history of us doing good for the sake of goodness or without stealing from anyone. Like when we went to help 60 to 70 million Africans with hepatitis B and ended up mistakenly giving them HIV by error to all that many times. 60 to 70 million times. 60 to 70 million errors. Or like how we took that same opportunity to prove that AIDS started on their continent. Well, we didn't mean anything bad by it. Honestly, how does a truth like that come across as kosher, even if it is true? So, the villain must maintain a deceiving rhetoric that will change the history of how things were. He has to change history and identities and storylines, and he has to control the dialogue. Otherwise, one day he is going to hear the words he fears coming from his children. Papa, you are giving me a goddamn thieving legacy and innocent blood to feed on, or something of the sort, which would break an ancestor's heart. Most thieves would rather pretend as if they earn their monies honestly, and that's how their children will ever be proud of them. In fact, they would rather to tell their children that they are heroes that saved the world, unwarned Christian soldiers, the great crusaders that helped by standing knee deep in blood, exploiting foreigners in foreign lands, killing Jesus' people, raping and ravaging them, and then kidnapping Jesus so they could use him as a slave ship or stuck him on the wall with suddenly appearing blue eyes so he could love them even more. But when they lift that assaulting thief from on top of the victim, him and his unholy testaments, the victim must rebuild a life, coexisting with this evil one, who will see his evil handiworks all day, every day, so that God eternally reminds him of his evil ways. So you, the victim, plants that tree. You use the God given skill that is innate in you, that your ancestors had proven for so many ages, and then the neighbor looks and sees your mango tree growing healthy and flourishing, and it's coming so good that it threatens to be bigger or as big as his own, and it's going to flourish. He panics. He cannot let the world see that you can do all he said you can't. So he goes over with his machete, deliberately starts a fuss to distract you and make others feel that he is justified to cut down your mango tree, take away your hope, and revamp the old rhetoric to say you just can't do it. You are dependent, he says. He has to keep committing the same assault all day, every day to control the rhetoric. Now he is getting caught with his pants down. His children have seen his bobs, and now they are going to laugh, for they think it's not even cool anymore. You naming the holy books after your testicles when you know they done went and committed grape by the millions for over 3,000 years. How can a people be so wicked and love it and will not depart from it? How has any human in the history of the world ever gone so deep in the abyss of wickedness? After slavery, the black victims did not lay down docile, doing nothing for themselves, as the rhetoric is trying to push. That kind of rhetoric is false. See that example of the mango tree and the demon neighbor? It is the story of the black man trying to find peace in a world where white people exist. And all that happened after slavery. White people, he has no problem affording peace. He affords them their peace. It is the white man who has a problem, who always had a problem with other people having peace. Yeah. Hello again, my people. Bing bong. That o'clock has struck again. Skywalker here sitting in the dark, and the light comes by the vision in me. Listen to this sound. After slavery, black people did enough to be as wealthy as all other races on this earth. It was always stolen or trampled down, just like they stole tempered iron that built so greatly in the Industrial Revolution. They stole that tempered iron from the Jamaicans. And even today, the tempered iron is one of the greatest thing on earth, right? That alone could be worth wealth for the entire black race. See, they trampled down Black Wall Street and stole all the inventions from black people in America, feats that could be valued at the wealth of all black people. Today, Germany stands upon the farmer work put in by those black folks that revved up a banking system and were the pioneers of their trade. But these people were wiped from history, and a fairy tale about some white Jewish people popped up in its place. Suddenly, every Japhite becomes a Shemite now. They are body snatchers, stealing the bodies of the Shemites to give to the Japhites and claiming that they are not anti Semitic. Do you want me to repeat that? They have stolen the body of the Shemite and given it to the Japhite, and now they are claiming that they are not anti Semitic. They destroyed the Shemite Wall Street and they sent the Shemite to work as slaves in their field, and they have been doing it for so many years. From even the days of the people of Azra who came out of Egypt, and they came, they were always coming with the sword. And they have done the same thing unto this day, right? Every Japhite becomes a Shemite now. They are body snatchers, stealing the bodies of the Shemites to give to the Japhites. Bodies disappear or be substituted. Histories disappear. Finances and homes will disappear. For vampires tell you to plead for Jesus' blood, which is a story that comes from the book of their testicles. They are not just body snatchers, land snatchers, and ocean pirates. They are too. They are energy vampires that make you labor to build this world, and then they will steal your energy but not afford you any. Skywalker speak to you because it is time. It is time at this time when there is the end of time. Time shall be no more. I said time shall be no more. And many times you have doubted me, but this time here is the time when you shall have no room to be doubting me this time. This is the time when manifestation begins to manifest, and many shall break this chant that mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord, the earth's rightful ruler, the King of all kings, the God of all gods, and Lord of all lords. They all shall shake, the earth will quake, I am pleased to see that many are listening now. Bandwagonists are not come and do some work. You listen to me to this degree, so I think you are willing to contribute. Just hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to keep with the discussions, hit the notification bell, and even share if you like. All these contributions are free of cost and quite easy to accomplish. Sometimes people will give a lot and ask for only a little, and that's exactly what I do. My people, the belief that we have been sitting around waiting for reparations is far from the truth. Many of us have come to witness and give the report. I have come to witness, and also I have a good report for mainly the masses, but not for their leaders. We see how you suffer, and we see the devils that turn truth into the lies. We have witnessed the lies by ourselves, and we suffered with you. This is the message from your own domain. Look up. Here are some of the things you started. Every time you planted the seed, they said, kill it before it grows. So the sheriff shot himself in the foot and magnified his own debit by 1,000 folds. Black Wall Street was the nickname given to the Greenwood district in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was one of the most prosperous African American communities in the United States during the early 20th century. This neighborhood was a hub of black entrepreneurship and wealth, with residents owning businesses, homes, and public services that were self sufficient and thriving. The term Black Wall Street reflects the economic success of the area, which included banks, hotels, cafes, clothiers, movie theaters, and contemporary homes. Greenwood residents created a self contained economy where black dollars circulated within the community, fostering an unprecedented level of black economic prosperity in a segregated society. However, this success story was typically cut short by the Tulsa race massacre. It was tragically, tragically as it was as typical to what the white race has ever done, right? It was cut short by the Tulsa race massacre of 1921 when a white mob attacked the community. Over the course of 2 days, from May 31 to June 1, 1921, the mob destroyed more than 35 square blocks of the neighborhood. The attack resulted in the loss of many lives and left thousands of black residents homeless and destitute. Despite the devastation, the community initially rebuilt, but it declined following desegregation in the late 1950s. Every time we plant a seed, the legacy of Black Wall Street is a testament to the resilience and entrepreneurial spirit of the African American community, as well as a sobering reminder of the impact of racial violence and discrimination. The black people did not just sit down and watch after slavery. Every time I plant a seed, the black folks were already looking good on the banking system. Had they been given a sustained equal playing field, they would have done better than the white folks, just as they did in Germany. Today, they destabilize black countries, throwing stones and hiding their hands so that they can tell their children a false truth. The problem now is that the real truth is conspicuous. They had their children scoffing and asking the black man why he has ever what he has ever done. What have you ever done? You people, what have you ever done? And now the question has turned around. The question has turned around. They have stolen so much that they forget that they were not the inventors and creators. They want to win a fair fight by having their opponents fight with two hands and one foot tied while they retain all of their faculties. Then they will brag about their prowess, claiming that they won a fight against a big man. I always marvel at how a big white man would be quick to fight a 10 or 13-year-old black man. or black child. I'm not even gonna give them that black child because they always want to use that word black man. But fun and joke aside though, they always are quick to fight the children, the black children. Whether if it's a girl, they say it's a woman, and if it's a boy, they say it's a man. And even a big white man would want to fight a black woman. Even the police are involved with that too. The white police, they do that all the time, and even when there was no cause for it. However, if you observe all these systems, they work the same way. The one who acts like he is the most honest. Anyway, do you know that the founder of Chicago was a Haitian brother named Jean Baptiste Point Dusable? I don't know how to pronounce these words in French, but yeah, I think his name is Dusable. It's Jean Baptiste. Yes. He went to America from Haiti with hardly much. I remember that. And by the 1780s to 90s, he was a very powerful man in that area. Black folks were not just sitting around and looking, so don't be fooled by white images and rhetorics. It's just that their labors are often systemically destroyed over a given period. Many of the black traders don't have a legacy today, even after they sold and collected their 30 pieces. Just like what is going to happen to many of these black leaders now. Because it's twofold. They have the white people doing what they do, and then the little hope we have, when we have hope, they can always find the black traitors. And right now, maybe all of our black governments are compromised, or most of them. I know the government where I am is compromised. Many of the black traitors don't have a legacy today. Even after they sold and collected their 30 pieces, I say their children are not protected by their past sins, because they will have to be dependent on the white man to protect them, and ain't no white guy is gonna prote- protect these black children coming from black traitors. The white race will not protect them, so your legacy can only build among your people. You can't have a legacy among an alien race. And this is what the traitors do, because they believe they will just be in that same place where they are cheating their own people for the foreigners, and their legacies will be strong. It will never happen. Not anymore. It could have probably happened like back in the days, up to just maybe 2 years ago, because the energies have changed. Ask P. Diddy. The white race will not protect them, especially the wicked black patsy leaders. Another example of how black progress was trampled down is the Mississippi banking law of 1914. My friend, it was used as a tool to suppress black economic progress. This law, along with other systemic barriers, made it difficult for black banks and businesses to operate and grow. They knew that black folks would have the most powerful banks, for history repeats itself, and Germany dodged it. Why would the blacks do better? Because they were already the workers and inventors anyway. By now, you must know that the outward seeming does not catch. So I am going to repeat the part that says the black folks were the inventors. You already know what it means to invent, and things that were invented to spark the industrial revolution. There you have it. I heard that in recent time, a forgotten black person was given credit for the cell phone or something surrounding its invention that white people kept for their own as usual, like taking that energy. Did you hear the news? No one would, because they would never speak loud enough, would they? During the Reconstruction era, following the Civil War, newly freed slaves sought to integrate into the American economy despite facing restrictive black codes and other forms of discrimination. Many African Americans made significant strides in establishing businesses and acquiring land. However, the backlash from the groups like the Ku Klux Klan and the implementation of Jim Crow laws stifled these efforts and reinforced racial inequality. Now, these white people talking about black people being homeless and living off the system. How evil can evil folks really get? The Freedmen's Bureau was established to assist newly freed slaves by providing food, housing, medical aid, and legal assistance. It also aimed to help them settle on land and establish. It also helped to help them settle on land and establish financial independence. However, due to various challenges, including a lack of funds and resistance from white Southerners, the Bureau could not fully realize its goals. Did you get that? The white folks destroyed what they realized to be a conveyor belt effect, where freed slaves would be able to find support and catch a start. They honed in on everything, intending to destroy. Every time they plant a seed, they said, kill it before it grows. At no point did they ever feel like they did enough. That's the white folks. At no point did they ever feel like they did enough. This is the knee on the neck principle, isn't it? Well, it is their own children who will have the knees on their necks. Watch. And I really said, watch. My people, these proved decisively that freed slaves were indeed making financial progress and succeeding in building communities and businesses. Their success often led to resentment and targeted destruction, which significantly hindered their economic advancement. The resilience of these communities is a testament to their determination to achieve financial success despite systemic obstacles. Peace out.